there's no excuse for these flicks. They're just bad.
How we doing? Where were you?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst movies of all time.
It makes you kill yourself.
You can put the cheese in your bum.
For this list, we've chosen fairly well-known films that are almost universally described as terrible, based on reviews and public opinion.
Don't blame me for your failure.
We've excluded movies that were actually successful despite their awfulness and have legions of fervent fans.
You're beautiful.
As well as movies that are so bad, they're good.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Number 10, BioDome.
I'm no doctor, but I think he's brain dead.
Yeah, and?
No list of awful movies is complete without a visit from our buddy, Pauly Shore.
To lose a buckwheat.
Here, he's paired with Stephen Baldwin for some sort of environmental experiment gone awry.
Doyle? I don't think this is a mall.
We're not against stoner flicks per se, but even with our expectations appropriately lowered, it's hard not to side with critics who called this sophomoric, one-note, and unfunny.
Simeon? Dick?
But it was Pauly's last surfer dude flick, so that's something.
Right?
Number 9, Glitter. Many divas have exploited their star power to sell movie tickets, to varying degrees of success.
I've taken chances on romances once or twice, and I found it in my heart that you are treasure.
But Mariah Carey's was such a spectacular collapse. The rags to riches account of a biracial woman with lots of talent and more than a little moxie is formulaic, and critics complained it was a cliched catastrophe.
I meet singers all the time, but I ain't ever met anybody like you. You really got something special.
Mariah blamed the September 11th attacks for keeping fans away from theaters, but those who've seen Glitter know the truth.
Everybody out there, don't ever take anybody for granted.
Number 8, Superbabies, Baby Geniuses 2.
So, we meet again, my little arch enemy.
Wait, this is a sequel?
What the heck?
You mean somebody made a movie about cheeky superhero babies who converse in a secret baby talk code, then decided a second one was necessary? Critics were united in their distaste for both Baby Geniuses flicks, remarking that unfunny jokes are still unfunny when spoken by kids.
It's playtime.
In fact, these toddlers could have probably found a funnier script in their diapers.
No! Look at that! I warned you!
Number 7, Freddy Got Fingered.
Ding dong! Ding dong! Ding dong! Ding dong!
To give you some context about how bad this movie is, it got a -1 out of 5 stars in a review. Tom Green's shock shtick wasn't for everyone, but this took it to new lows.
No, not my plant. Give me my plant, Gord.
Even respected critics called him a bad comedian and suggested he quit his day job.
I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Why? Well, the inappropriate jokes about father-son relationships, rape, wheelchairs, and newborns might have had something to do with it.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages? Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Number 6, The Last Airbender.
The Avatar. Where have you been?
You can't blame the story for this letdown. This M. Night Shyamalan flick was based on an animated series with a built-in fan base of diehards who were ready and willing to love it.
You're lying!
They were sorely disappointed by what critics labeled a poorly written, poorly acted, poorly 3D'd mess with little to no personality.
It's time for you to stop doing this!
The controversial casting of white actors in Asian-inspired roles was just the icing on the cake.
It wasn't very smart.
Number 5, Jack and Jill. Only a movie this bad could sweep the Razzies. It's the story of twins who couldn't be more different, except they're both played by Adam Sandler.
She's a freak, man. Yeah, again, you can't say that.
Sandler in a dress distracts us from other plot points in this one-joke story, but we do know Al Pacino plays a part as Jill's suitor.
Where am I?
What's even more mind-boggling is that fans ignored the critical spanking this flick received to make it a box office success.
Oh! Oh my God! I'm sure you have others, though. You'd think it, but oddly enough, I don't.
Number 4. Showgirls. Some stripping movies have great acting and screenplays that offset the gratuitous nudity. Some don't.
You lose all your money, honey? You want to make some more? Won't take any longer than 15 minutes.
After Basic Instinct, Paul Verhoeven tried shocking audiences again with the story of a hot drifter who dreams of Vegas glory. But critics agreed. Like many strip clubs, this flick is trashy to the core. Stilted dialogue, absurd sex scenes, and lap dances for the purpose of psychological one-upsmanship make this a vulgar fiasco.
Thanks for the hamburger!
Number 3. Batman and Robin. This superhero flick answered the question, are fans ready for Batgirl, bat nipples, and as many terrible puns as humanly conceivable?
The heat is on.
The answer was a resounding no. Despite its vast reserves of A-list talent, this film was not well received. Critics cite the dialogue, campy sets, and an inexplicably off-his-game George Clooney for its downfall.
Friend, partner, brother, will you trust me now?
Plus, it cost $140 million to make and is 125 minutes long. Do the math, it's just staggering.
Revenge!
Number 2. Battlefield Earth.
This has got to be one of the ugliest crap holes in the entire universe.
I couldn't agree with you more.
They're aliens. They're 9 feet tall. They have dreadlocks. Need more? Well, it's based on Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard's book. Battlefield Earth is full of tilted angles, tinted scenes, and overacting.
And then we could get the goal.
What do you mean we?
It's my plan.
And it was mainly funded by devout Scientologist John Travolta. But critics maintained there wasn't enough money in the world to fix the bad screenplay, over-the-top acting, and terrible production values. The planned sequel was promptly scrapped.
These things, I feel like it's a test that I'm not prepared for.
Number 1. Gigli.
The genius of it, the absolute poetry of it.
Brought to you by the director of Beverly Hills Cop, and with cameo roles by Christopher Walken and Al Pacino.
Somewhere a mistake has been made.
This flick was released at the height of Bennifer mania, when Ben Affleck and J-Lo were a hot and heavy item.
Please.
But critics agreed their movie was anything but a great pairing.
As awkward as it might be, we would have to take exception.
With Lopez playing the stereotypical hot lesbian who switches teams, and gags about the disabled.
Yes, on my phone, brain damage.
It's about as offensive as you get.
Beautiful.
Do you agree with our list? What do you think are the worst movies of all time? If you didn't see what you were looking for, be sure to check out our list of the top 10 worst successful movies and top 10 worst spin-off movies. And subscribe to WatchMojo.com for more entertaining top 10s.
You are so gonna regret this.
Yourself.